What's up, everybody? It's Jeffrey Lyles welcoming you to another special edition of Lyles Figure Files. I figure if I say every episode special, you guys will think it's special. So, special. I learned that from the Vince McMahon School of Broadcasting. Anyway, today is Selection Sunday for March Madness. And I told you all in the last live, for multiple years, I would take all my wrestling figures and break them up into teams, tag team wrestling, Crockett Cup style, and do a tournament based on what people checked out my website, voted on the polls. So the winners were selected by people who checked it out and said, this is the winner. So then I would play out that match and take all these photos and book how it would play out. It was really fun, very time consuming. So I decided I wanted to do that again to some extent. But this time I wanted to do it a little bit different. I wanted to take a look at all these different lines that we're collecting, some of the most popular ones that you all love, and go, hey, what's the most important figures that we still need to get from these different lines? And I didn't want to just do one. I didn't want to rip off like his tank and just do, hey, here's 16, 30, 64. Joe's break it down. Decided, thanks to some suggestions from the chat from last week's live, four lines. And those I'm going to break down in a moment. They're going to be their own regions. You all are going to help me decide which one is the final four. Because I guess in this case, it should be the final four, not the champion. But the final four, the winner, the last character that needs a figure standing for Marvel Legends, for Mattel's WWE line, for G.I. Joe Classified series, and McFarlane's DC Multiverse. But for something of this magnitude, this big, who ever heard of a Selection Sunday with one person? So now I've got to make a call to Lyles Movie Files, got to do a little crossover. So instead of one Lyles, because I'm Jeffrey Lyles, let's get in another Lyles. That's my little brother, Jayce. Jayce, welcome to your first episode here on Lyles Figure Files.
It's nice to have the bigger show give us a young up and coming guys bro. It's really good. So wrestling folk, anybody, y'all understand a little more what I'm talking about. But hey, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So let's not delay this any longer. We've got a big and impressive field. So I tried to start off with doing some comparable things like time frames. You'll see like with managers, different teams, try to go like, hey, which one of these do you want? You guys are gonna help me vote. I'll figure out how we're gonna work the poll and the actual vote on time for Thursday. This is just Selection Sunday. So if you want to put in the comments who you want to win, that's fine too. I'll start calculating them up. Jayce and I will be back to recap and then set up the brackets for the next round. Maybe Friday, maybe Sunday. We'll see. But we'll figure it out. And let's just get into it. So first up, we're going to start with the Marvel Legends region. And that one, Marvel Legends has had hundreds, maybe we're 500 from Hasbro. It's a ton, but there's still way too many characters still left to get done for Marvel Legends. So I didn't do seedings on this thing. That was going to make it way too complicated. It's just everybody's in the field. No first round buys. So let's start off here, bro, with a battle of Yellow Jackets. This one is Hank Pym versus the usurper who stole his costume, Rita, and became Yellow Jacket too. Hank Pym, fun fact, did not have a costume alias that was not stolen from by a supervillain later on. And we had a Goliath that was stolen by a Masters of Evil, who later on became the heroic Atlas. And we had a villainous Ant-Man. You saw a Yellow Jacket who was a villain in Ant-Man. And now this is the actual Yellow Jacket villain, Rita. She joins Baron Zemo's Masters of Evil squad, and they basically decimate and destroy the Avengers, trash the mansion, the whole deal. You're a fan of Earth's Mightiest Heroes like me.
Yep.
What do you think of this matchup here?
Well, in this one, I always am going to lean towards going with classic, especially when the figure happens to look cooler in a classic versus the modernized version. And in this case scenario here, I would have to really go with the Hank Pym yellow jacket. The costume just looks cool. I don't know for Marvel Legends, they would love to have that one, but I think I like that one a little more.
Solid selection. Next up, this one's going to be really interesting because I decided to make this one. Really put it to you guys in terms of which one you would choose here. It's Swordsman versus Mantis. These are the two lovers on the Avengers squad. Swordsman started off as a villain and then decided I'm going to be a hero, felt a little inadequate, not so surprisingly around the likes of Thor, Vision, and Iron Man. And especially as Mantis, another newer Avenger, starts making googly eyes at Vision. And I think these are two pretty important characters to add to Marvel Legends. But which one do you think has the advantage in this one? We've seen them both in MCU in different ways. Mm-hmm. Swordsman, of course, was in Hawkeye. Mantis is all over. Which one do you lean towards? This is Mantis in her original Avengers attire, not her DNA Guardians of the Galaxy attire.
Wow. I think in this one, Mantis actually looks like as a cooler figure if you were to base it off this look. But I think Swordsman, because it would be an easier, a slighter lift for Marvel Legends to kind of use a Hawkeye buck, have everything going, put on a cape, just kind of jazz up the outfit. And
it's not a cape. He's just got like the skirt piece.
No, the sash.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just, add in some swords. I think it's cool. For especially collectors, I think they probably go with Swordsman because you already have a number of Mantis figures.
We'll see in the comments. I'm sure people will be like,
the comments are like, "Are you kidding me?
You fool!
Who's
in that with you?" All right. So next up, we've got two heavy hitter Avenger villains. And Nebula never showed up, I guess, probably because of the movie. They don't want to complicate things. Nebula was a major villain in the Avengers. She harassed them constantly, manipulated Dr. Druid to basically disassemble a team of Avengers before Brian Michael Bendis. Graviton, you've seen him on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you've seen him on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I feel like this probably isn't fair just because one character has a cooler outfit. But where are you going on with this one?
I'm gonna go with my Incredibles idea. I'm gonna go with the cape. Capes look cool. The costume designer hated capes, but I like a cape for a figure. So I'm gonna give this one to Graviton.
And Graviton, of course, he was the guy that got everything started on Earth's Mightiest Heroes. So definitely one of the best Marvel cartoon shows we've seen. Now this one, definitely wanted to get your take on. Hey, what's cooler? So we've got a matchup of Thor villains. One is Blood Axe. And Blood Axe may look like a big bruising dude. He's not. He's a woman. Love interest for Eric Masterson, who takes up this axe. And you can tell Blood Axe was created in the 90s because of the leather jacket, the skull knee pads, the spike boot piece for no reason. It's just like there's so much to it, but it's a cool design. Can't hate on the 90s because they gave us some fun stuff that would make for awesome action figures. Blood Axe certainly works in this case. And on the right, we've got Scourge the Executioner wearing his helmet. Scourge, man, see, I should write these down. People have given me really good suggestions in the chat. Someone, please tell me if you watch, suggested they could use the Drax the Destroyer mold, the one that came with Moondragon for Executioner. I think that's a really good choice. But we got Eric Masters. That's great. Actually, we've got this version. There goes his genre. Got this one. This is Blood Axe is more of a Thunderstrike villain, but we do have this. We do have a Thunderstrike figure. So Blood Axe would actually work well because he didn't have any villains that aren't, exclusively Thor's. And Scourge, of course, completes the Masters of Evil, the Baron Zemo version. He's a great Thor villain. He will look huge and massive. And he's another Earth's Mightiest Heroes villain. Where are you going here?
I mean, if I was going by looks, I'm going Blood Axe. I mean, Blood Axe just looks cool. And as you say, it's the 90s. These are the things I used to draw. You know, you draw, you know, try and see if you can actually replicate the comics. But because you say Scourge completes the set, Masters of Evil, I think I probably lean to Scourge. But you know, if you didn't have any backstory, you just say figure for figure, I go Blood Axe though.
Blood Axe is going to be a cool figure. I wonder how far away she is from the Marvel Legends team going, oh, we should get to Blood Axe. They do tend to like a lot of 90s stuff, so maybe there's a possibility. Next up, we've got a battle of Serpent Society figures or characters. And we've gotten, I think, 5 now. We got Madam Viper / Hydra. We got Cottonmouth. We got Puff Adder. We got Constrictor. We got more than that. So we've got a good amount. King Cobra. We've got a good amount of Serpent Society members. So I decided let's keep that train rolling. Got Diamondback and Princess Python. Now, clearly one is going to be super easy for the Hasbro team, but the other one I think would be really fun. Now, Diamondback also has an edge because she was a love interest of Captain America, so you've got multi uses for her. But which one are you leaning with in this battle of Serpent Society members?
I'm actually going to go with the cool looking figure. I'm going to go with Princess Python. And I think it could have an easy kind of accessory, adding in, even if you need to jump up the price a little bit, having a little giant python beside her. I think that's just a cool looking figure. I mean, if you do any YouTube research, Google research, Princess Python probably wins out with me. Cool character.
Yeah, when you said Google research, I thought you were going to mention Britney Spears, but with the snake she's rocking around back in that time frame.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So then we've got that out the way. I kind of feel like Princess Python would be a cooler figure, but I think Diamondback's more important. So we'll see. One of my favorite era of teams, one of my all-time favorite comic runs is the George Perez, Kurt Busiek era of Avengers. And Hasbro's kind of slowly been cranking out more of those characters in that time frame, but I need to complete the team. Well, not even complete, to continue rolling with the team. And these are two pretty important ones. One has never gotten a Marvel Legends figure, and another could use a nice variant because it's been a while. It's been a while, and I think this would be a really cool figure. I'm talking about Triathlon and Scarlet Witch, viewing more of her gypsy heritage in this attire. I love this outfit for her. I thought it was really cool, and it made for really unique looking Marvel Legends. Triathlon's much easier, so that might give him the benefit. And he's got 2 costumes that I think are really fun. I put this one just because I love the color scheme. Where are you leaning with this battle of Avengers?
I'm gonna go with Triathlon because he has never had a figure, and I think that it's just a bunch of. I mean, truly, from a figure perspective, it's just a bunch of paint. We have this body, don't have to do any extra things. This is almost beside the piping on the neck. I think this is an easy. And even if you need to skate a little bit, maybe not put it on his shoulders. I think this is a cooler looking figure too.
Yeah, I agree. I hope we get to see Triathlon soon. He's a cool character.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to turn up the heat a little bit with 2 more Iron Man villains. Gotten a lot of Iron Man figures, a lot of armors. I feel like the amount of Iron Man villains is very much weighted against all these armors we've gotten. Got to balance this out a little bit more. So I just mentioned this character because he was showing up in the MCU, so I'd had a Marvel Legends figure. Talking about Backlash and Firebrand. Firebrand, you might remember from way back in the day. He showed up in one of those Iron Man cartoons back in the day. This is one of his more, no, not a recent one, but I think this is another one that's got a cool look to him. And I say cool, ironically in this case. Whiplash, Backlash, looks cool with the green plume of hair, the big flowy cape. We've got that cape with Thor figures, so we could use that again with him, even though we'd have to cut it down a little bit. Where are you leaning towards with this one?
I mean, for me, I was gonna say for me, Firebrand, you could really just repaint a Vision figure, take off the cape, and you have. But this is a whole. This requires a whole lot of work from the figure, Marvel Legends. Um,
Whiplash,
huh?
Whiplash requires a lot of work.
Whiplash is just. I mean, you got the boots and the cape. We got somebody with some pink hair running around here. I mean, some green hair around, and that's probably a cooler looking figure. I mean, even if you just had somebody didn't know you had a display with this guy, be like, that was cool. Who is that? So I'm gonna go Whiplash.
All right. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that one plays out.
Yeah.
All right. Our final mashup of Marvel Legends characters is focused on Secret Wars. And I always say this, I love this storyline. I thought it was awesome. Battle Royal of heroes, villains, even throwing Galactus for fun. Dr. Doom realized his forces were getting a little bit outgunned and outmanned, if you will. So he decided to bring in some reinforcements. So he brings in 2 heavy hitters that can actually go toe-to-toe with She-Hulk and Thor, and then another who can sling some fire like Human Torch and bring the heat. Talking about Volcana and Titania. And this is Volcana fully powered up. I'm not quite sure if I want a figure of her like this because we need her powered down look as well. Titania just looks cool. She can fight anybody. So there you go. Where are you going with this one?
All right. I remember this part of Secret Wars. I'm going to go with Titania. I mean, I don't know if you could actually make this into a figure, but I think the spike, kind of the spikes thing. Yeah, I like that look.
It is a cool look.
Yeah, and Volcano, you definitely need a power down version. Couldn't do that.
Yeah, so I guess it's easier with 2 when you can get 1 instead of 1, and you still need the other one to come. All right. Well, that was really quick with our Marvel Legends. Let's break down these brackets one more time. So here we go. Hank Pym versus Rita. Manus versus Swordsman. Graviton versus Nebula. Blood Axe versus Scourge. The Executioner. Diamondback and Princess Python. Triathlon. Scarlet Witch. Whiplash. Firebrand. Titania and Volcana. And like I said, ignore those numbers to the side. Those seedings mean absolutely nothing. So just choose which one you think should win and advance in this first round of the Marvel Legends bracket. Don't go all the way through. We're going to do this throughout March. So just stay with us. Be patient. We will get to all these rounds, though. It's going to be fun. All right, so next up, that was quick. Way faster than I thought, bro. We're going to roll with McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse line. And this is one I have a love-hate relationship with. When Todd knocks out the figures, they're awesome. And when he's slipping, it's like, Todd, come on, do better. So he's gotten a lot better in terms of character selections, more variety than we've seen in way too long. It's not just a Superman and Batman show. So I'm going to help push him along with some more characters, some more variety. So let's break this down. Here's a quick shot at the bracket. And now we are going to break down these first round matchups, starting with a pair of Justice League of America. Very vitally important heroes. One you could hear a mile away, and the other kind of makes you talk in tongues. Talking about Zatanna and Black Canary. And I have Zatanna in her George Perez designed superhero outfit. We've seen this before. I think the last figure in this look was from her Identity Crisis from DC Direct. Kind of like to get a better articulated figure of this. I think it's a really cool design and one that doesn't get nearly enough love. Black Canary, her outfit's just so classic, so cool. It always turns out great when it's executed well in figure form. Where are you leaning with these 2 Justice League members?
Looking at and some part of me is thinking, the Black Canaries is a much more modern version of the. Of the picture.
Basically, a classic outfit.
I mean, yeah, it is. And it's just one is written. Drawn in 2000 era. One is 80s. That's it's just but this. Black Canary is an easy figure for me. Just hey, it's jacket, it's top, rocket. I think that's just a cool looking figure. Anytime it almost is sad when you see it not done correctly. This is an easy figure. Come on, guys. So I think I'm gonna go with Black Canary on this one.
Okay. All right. Maybe I should have tried to go for same artist.
Probably because Zazana has some really cool outfits, but I think based on that 80s versus a little more 2000-ish color scheme, I think that helps add a little bit points for me.
Fair enough. I've got Kurt Swan versus Jerry Ordway this time in this battle of most essential Justice Society of America characters. And one's a heavy hitter that really pays attention to the clock. The other one looks to the stars. Talking about, gotta love these puns, right?
Oh, yeah.
Starman versus Our Man. And these guys, I always love these Golden Age Justice Society characters. I think their costume designs are so simple. They're really clean and they look great. Like Our Man, the whole black on yellow with a little red thrown in there, it just really pops. No matter what line he's in, whoever does him, that figure always looks cool. And Starman, he is the quintessential 1940s, 1950s superhero. What's the dude's name? It's Starman. We got the star right in the center. You don't have to guess his identity. And he's got a really simple accessory. The cape, the green, doesn't have that Christmas color scheme to it. It just is a great combination. The open mask with the fin on top. Love this look. Where are you going with this battle of Justice Society members?
Wow, this is probably the hardest matchup I've actually of the whole bracket to me right now. These are really cool looking figures. If you put them in figures, just Starman, that outfit, like, oh, okay, that's really cool. Especially from somebody who was reading Crisis, like, yeah, it's something. These two are definitely. You saw them on the page, like, oh, I can figure that's Starman. Oh, that's Power Man.
Our Man, not Power.
I'm sorry, Our Man. I think that Freudian slip is actually just going to lead me towards Starman.
Oh,
I think that's what's going to do. Yeah, it's an unfair matchup for both of them. But
sorry, Sexy Rexy. You don't make the cut on Jayce's bracket. All right, so now we're going to go from JSA to JLA in a battle of two mega heavyweights that battle the team. I thought Mattel did a pretty decent job in terms of getting a good amount of characters in that Grant Morrison, Howard Porter era squad. They really didn't focus at all on the villains, and they were really well done from that time period. So I've got, two pairings of JLA villains because we really need them. So I'm going to go with the Mega Fig choices here. Let's start off with a guy who does not go long without a haircut, and the other who hears Clarence's bells and gets really frustrated. Talking about Asmodel, the fallen angel, and General Island. And you are a huge fan of General Island from the Justice League Unlimited cartoon. This is him when he takes his consciousness and puts it into the body of the Shaggy Man, so he can go toe-to-toe with the entire Justice League by himself. Asmodel has a whole host, literally, of angels that are helping him take over Earth and soon to ascend to heaven, take that over as well. Where are you going with these designs, knowing that McFarlane will actually put in the work to make these work? Maybe he'll take some shortcuts with the sculpting somewhere, choose the wrong body, but he'll have a lot of fun doing these figures. Where are you going?
This is McFarlane twice, so he'll have most of everything there, but then randomly something you've never seen in the comic anywhere, and waiting. Okay, maybe I can wait it out for the definitive version. because I think I would go with Asmodeus here.
Asmodee.
Asmodee. I think I would go with him.
Amadeus was a whole other song.
Yeah, because it's Asmodee has a cooler look to him to me, and you could use a Calabac body and then just kind of go from there and build on that. I think that's a cool. Yeah, just in the little smaller wings, not giant parts of the packaging. I think that's you could even if we have to do a Build-A-Figure. I think it's still a cooler way to go. I mean, General Eiling, I kind of want as General Eiling, a little smaller, just actual military dude. But yeah.
Who voiced Clancy Brown voiced him in that, right? No, I guess who voiced
Clancy
him in
Brown? No. That wasn't Clancy. That was J. Jameson.
Okay, J.K. Simmons. I kept hearing him. I was like, oh, that can't be right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My God, he was great doing all those voice acting. Speaking of, we got to hurry up and watch the next episode of Invincible. All right, so we're keeping this JLA theme rolling with the one man JLA whooping crew, and she brings all the bees to her yard. Talking about Prometheus and Queen Bee. Prometheus had one of the greatest introductions of a villain I've read in 30 years. And he had such an impressive debut when he fought the JLA essentially to a standstill and had those guys down before too many members overwhelmed him. It was a case where, he's outnumbered rather than outsmarted. So that was really fun, really cool to see him in there. Love that outfit. I always thought that would make for a really great figure. And Queen Bee, she's a long-time Justice League villain. I like this look for her. You get the whole bee thing. You see the stingers right there on her wrist. She's got a gun too. You can throw in some bee drones for accessories. Where are you going with this?
Prometheus had a cool story. I mean, you guys can telegraph where I'm going. It had a cooler story, but I think that's a hard figure to make. A whole lot of accessories. Queen Bee, easier figure, just a couple paint. Good job paint. You could use, I was going to say Pot and Twister, but that's a DC figure. I mean, a Marvel figure. But I think you can just paint, make sure it doesn't bleed in well. And Queen Bee is an easier figure to do, so I go with Queen Bee here.
I think McFarlane on these two would go, women don't sell. I'm going to do Prometheus. Because I think he'd have a ball doing that helmet, the shoulder pads, the gauntlets. He would go nuts. He would go so cool.
Yeah, Todd would definitely enjoy showing it on the live stream. Like, okay, here's Prometheus. Here's how we did this. And then you could really tell he would enjoy it. But I think Queen Bee, in terms of...
Queen Bee is your choice. All right, good deal. The Bay Hive will be very happy to hear you say that. Congratulations, you did not annoy them. All right. Now we're gonna throw back sort of kind of to JSA from a modern time, sort of kind of, with two best friends who happen to be women. I'm talking about Power Girl and Huntress. And these are more updated costumes. Power Girl is a little bit more modern tweaks. You see the panels, but you get the general idea. Huntress, you can use really any outfit for her. Chose this Jim Lee one because I think it looks cool, but she has one with her legs and arms and her belly button covered up. I think those are cool costumes too. But here, where are you going to go? McFarlane has no choice but to choose one. Which one will he go with?
Okay.
Which one would you go with?
Hey, John. I mean, if you had the choice, Batman, Superman. You know which one he's going to go with. Batman. So I go with March. I don't like the costume with her belly button out. Just have Huntress an all purple outfit. I think it's a cooler outfit. Should be cheaper. So I'm going with Huntress on this one pretty easy.
You're thinking like Todd on that one.
Nobody's going to complain about Huntress. If we make an accurate version of Power Girl, people are going to complain.
Let's make her McFarlane Toy Store exclusive. Charge $40. All right. Another set of mega figs here for you for your choice. One you've watched so many times on Justice League. Another is a character I really wanted Mattel to do, but I think Todd would stay up all night figuring out how to make this work, and it would be a really cool and really great figure, especially the classic JLA fans. I'm talking about this battle between Ultra Humanite and the Shaggy Man. This is pre-General Eileen, of course. Here you go. Where are you taking this?
Man, this is a hard one. I mean, because these are both, make them a good build-a-figure. Oh, man, this is a hard one too. I think I'm actually gonna go with Shaggy Man because he looks cool. I mean, I think that's just really what it comes down to. He just looks like a cool figure. Ultra Humanite and different incarnations, a really cool figure. Good character. But if I didn't know, again, I think I'm gonna go with Shaggy Man just because it's just the look by itself. If you could make all of how the fur make it into a plastic variety and not look cheesy, that's the stay up all night trying to make that work.
I think you would do that for either one. I think those are two solid choices that we can see Todd actually doing. All right. Now, I cannot let a list go without one of my favorite all-time teams. I'm talking about the new Teen Titans. Reach for the stars, boy. And I guess that applies to both of them. So I just have to rope you up with this one. All right. Wonder Girl, Starfire. And I chose the George Perez drawings because they need to look like George Perez drawn.
Yeah. Donna Troy or Starfire. I think I go with Starfire because I think they've tried to do Starfire and it's always not worked. So I think I just accept doing hey, we need to make an accurate Starfire figure. This isn't, and nobody's gonna complain about her being accurate. I think this is the way to go. So I think you can get Donna Troy later on. So I go Starfire.
I would agree on that one. We could and probably should be able to get a Wonder Girl later. All right, last one for our McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. This one starting up another team, but I need him to get to work because there's so many. You could say there is a legion of these characters, and there's two of their heavy hitters. So let's go right into it. Mon-El, the home wrecker, and Ultra Boy. Sorry, that was Supergirl jab. Which one do you want? Ultra Boy uses one power at a time. Ultra Boy, and Mon-El is basically Superman. We just got to keep him away from pencils.
Yeah, just flick some pencils at him and stop. In terms of figure, I think I'm gonna go with Mon-El. A little easier to do. And
how? He's just got him. I mean, Ultra Boy has a belt and kind of fringy boots.
But I'm looking at these two figures. It's how many shade you got? One shade of red, two shade of reds. We got probably 2 or 3 shades of red. We got to get right. Then the green pants, then the black trunk, then the yellows. That just leads to me to worry about the paint bleeding. So I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna go with the ones should be a little more basic, and then that helps them get to the rest of the line. So I'm gonna go with mine.
Well, that's also Superman adjacent character, so there you go.
Also easier.
What are you dropping over there?
My phone, actually.
Oh, don't do that.
Yeah.
It's an important phone call. All right, so one more time, here's a look at the DC bracket. Black Canary versus Zatanna, Hourman versus Starman, General Eileen versus Asmodel, Prometheus versus Queen Bee, Power Girl versus Huntress, Ultra Humanite versus Shaggy Man, Starfire versus Wonder Girl, and Mon-El versus Ultra Boy in a battle of the Legion.
Yeah. It's a fun bracket.
Oh, yeah. Now we're going to go to a bracket that I think is going to have a lot of discussion, lots of interest from you all. It's the G.I. Joe bracket. And it's time to decide which Joes and Cobras are going to make it through this first round of the bracket. Let's start off. Go original 13.
Okay.
Start off with Zap versus Short Fuse. Both of these are shelling Cobra. One from the motor, one from the missile launcher. Where are you going?
I mean, I do appreciate using the old school footage. I like this. I'm going to go with Zap on this one. Just the old school rocket launcher. It doesn't look like anything now. I think it's just a cool way to do it. Yeah. And then
I use a little more grease.
Huh?
I use a little more grease. Zap is in the Funhouse. My favorite episode of G.I. Joe. So
yeah.
In a pinch, that's where I'm going to go.
Yeah.
The Short Fuse is a cool character too.
It is, but I think in that one I'm going to go with Zap.
All right, let's keep this rolling. Next up,
Who's giving us
Battle of the Dreadnoks. Road Pig versus Monkey Wrench. Road Pig carries a sledgehammer with a cinder block. Monkey Wrench likes explosions. Loud explosions.
Does Road Pig not come with a vehicle?
Nope. He is the vehicle.
Oh, man, okay. I guess I'm thinking the Naga High, but that wasn't him. Yeah. I'm going to go Monkey Wrench on this one.
Sticking with your original favorite Dreadnoks. I see.
Okay. Yeah, it's a cheat code too. Going back a little more, so yeah. Oh, you're cool, but let's go back. Let's get as many of the original characters, then you build on those next ones.
All right, Arise to Prince of Arise saw tons of new shows, one of which it makes advisories on Amateur Night. The other is going to be very outdated, so I'm curious to see how they implement him. Talking about sci-fi and mainframe. Wrong again, dial tone. Where are you going with this one?
Sci-fi is a cool costume. I don't care if it's outdated. It just looks cool.
I was saying mainframe's outdated, not sci-fi. Sci-fi is shooting lasers. No way he's outdated
yet. Yeah, that very real. I think
so. Sci-fi thinking for you.
Okay. Yeah, sci-fi it's a cool looking figure. I remember having him as a kid, so yeah, it's cool looking figure.
It's funny because it's like who had which Joe and who had which Cobra. Yes. The world we never know between you and I.
Yeah,
it just happened.
It was there.
As a collective, we had them. All right, so Cobra Army Builders for you this time. Hydro Viper and Laser Viper. Where do you go?
Man, this is an interesting one. Hydro Viper looks cool. Laser Viper looks like it's going to need a whole lot of accessories, even though it's just really one accessory. So I think I'm going to go Hydro Viper on this one.
Hydro Viper does look cool.
Yeah.
It looks a little scary too. Like
yeah, it's also you have Shipwreck and some of the other Joes. You know, they coming up on the aircraft carrier. Oh shoot! Okay,
what's happening here?
Yeah,
what's going on? All right. Now it's time. We already started to dabble into Ninja Force, so let's keep that thing rolling with two more. One Joe, one Cobra this time. Shebang. What's up with that? Bang and Slice of the infamous, iconic Slice and Dice duo. You probably have very little familiarity with these characters. Who looks cooler to you?
That is true. Bang looks cooler. Slice, in a pinch, I can make some army building, some Cobras. So I'm going to go with Slice. Easier figure to make. I think that's the way to go.
Slice is cool. He was like one of the first villains who was like a ninja. Was like, oh, okay, Storm Shadow can be a joke because Cobra has somebody capable of fighting him in Snake Eyes along with his partner Dice. They're a cool crew, very cool bad guys, and Cobra needed them because the Joes were getting ninja heavy at that point.
Hey, had strike Ninja Force. Had to count them.
All right, so here we go. Going to the snow this time, and not taking it to the streets, we're taking it to the snow with Blizzard versus Iceberg. Where do you go?
Man, this is a good rendering too. I'm gonna go with Iceberg just because I like the gun. You know, looks cool figure. I mean, Blizzard looks cool, but I'm thinking they can. I
They
think
have this kind of weather, brown. Wait, where is it from? Brown, Texas.
yeah, like the helmet. I mean, yeah, they can mess that up. So I think I'm gonna go with Iceberg on now.
All right, let's see here, because my quoting from the show is getting messed up. Brownsville, Texas. That's right. Iceberg hates hot weather. Oh, that. You know, that is so creative. Snow Joe hates the heat, so he can't wait to get into the cold. Yeah. All right, so there's Iceberg. Two more in the Joe round. This is from my favorite series of Joes. Shocker to anyone who's never watched the channel before. It's 1985. It's Flint. It's Lady J, Shipwreck, Quick Kick, etc. Getting real short to being completed with that squad. So let's get to two. Those that I'm still waiting on. Like Joe to see. Airtight and Footloose. Airtight's a hostile environment trooper. Footloose is Kevin Bacon's long-lost twin brother who joins the G.I. Joe squad while he dances. What do you got, bro?
Cool, Airtight. I know it's a complicated figure, but it's a cooler figure. Sometimes the logic doesn't last. But Airtight is just a cool looking figure.
Have it on good authority fast, bro. Would include a MP3 or Amazon, iTunes download of Footloose if you bought Footloose. Already made your choice of your decision. So
too late. Sorry.
Too late. All right. Now this one is for the retro line. For those of us who want more of an old school version of figures they've already done before, done well, but I wouldn't mind seeing these changed up a little bit to more of an old school look. This one is a battle between, there you go, Major Blood, and Stalker. Stalker is cool, but I want to see that red turtleneck there. I want to see a lot more camo, maybe brown boots. Major Blood, I don't need the super sophisticated elbow cannon. I just want the little wrap around that arm piece there, and then more of like a forearm elbow, I guess a forearm piece, like the original figure had. And Dog has a leg flush against his chest. Where do you go with these two?
I'm gonna go with Stalker here, only because I think the Major Blood I'm used to is the all black outfit. And,
okay.
Yeah, so I think
that's great. It's it may look green, but it's gray.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna go with Stalker.
Okay.
Just because I mean, getting more to the older Joes, then you can build. I mean, good thing about G.I. Joes, you can always put the villains. They're gonna sell.
They always will. All right, so here's the Joe bracket here. Zap versus Short Fuse, Monkey Wrench versus Road Pig, Battle of Dreadnoks, Mainframe versus Sci-Fi, Laser Viper versus Hydro Viper, Slice, Jabang, Iceberg versus Blizzard, Airtight versus Footloose, Retro Stalker versus Retro Major Blood. One more bracket to go, one more region to go through. This one is our WWE one for Mattel, and this one could be very interesting. Let's see how this plays out for us. Bro, lots of interesting combinations. Let's start off with a battle of Freebirds. We've got Michael Hayes. Got Terry Bam Bam Gordy coming, which means there can only be two left. Buddy Jack Roberts and Jimmy Jam Gorgeous, Jimmy Garvin. And I might need to throw in Precious, but where are you going with these two?
I mean, hey, if you go Jimmy Garvin, you got to go Precious. Yeah. I think in my head says you gotta finish the original three before you get to their basic original four where they can interchange. So I'm gonna go Buddy Jack Roberts. I mean, all right. Yeah. I mean, you need somebody who gets thrown around all the time.
Yeah, exactly. All right, next up. A battle of two tag team wrestlers. One, Hercules, the mighty Hercules, has some single success. Rocket is part of the Keenan family, but I feel like a lot of us have a greater, like, this was it when he was a member of Power and Glory. And then Mike Rotunda had lots of single success, but I feel like he was best used as a member the captain of the varsity club. Of course, we'll have to put something instead of Syracuse there. But which one do you go with on this one?
Man, this is an interesting one. I think because Michael Chandler's about to get into the WWE Hall of Fame, probably gives him a leg up to get a figure soon, and they can finish off a varsity club. So I'm gonna go with Mike Rotundo on this one.
You said finish. We still haven't gotten like any of them.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because the varsity club by itself is probably problematic, because if they didn't have their color scheme, people would complain. And then if they had their color scheme, universities might complain too.
I think they can get away with the color scheme because, like, you don't have the license to maize and gold, or I guess maybe blue. Amazing.
I mean, because I'm not knowing what their athletes wear currently today, it may be a little too similar. But I'm enjoying. I'm going with Varsity Club.
All right. Next up, this one I might have been like the selection committee and staggered it just so I could get this guy to the next round. I don't care. Bush Reed, baby, and Cowboy Outlaw Ron Bass. Watch your Brutus the Barber Beefcake figures around this one. And Doom rules, baby. Where you going?
I'm sorry. Butch Reed, no, there's not a chance. If anybody remembers Butch Reed from all of his stops before, before WCW, he was an entertaining character. And yeah, you don't even have with blonde hair. Butch Reed from Doom. So
yeah, 2-pack Ron Simmons, make it happen. Come on, Mattel, you can do it. All right, next up, Battle of Managers, Slick versus Mr. Fuji. Two very important managers we're still waiting on to come on from the line. Slick, we've gotten a lot of his guys. We've got Akeem, the African Dream. We've got Big Boss Man. Lots of big dudes. And, they were really important during their run. Mr. Fuji, of course, manager of Demolition. So that enough. I think counts for them. Where do you go with this one?
This is a hard one because I don't see how either one of them doesn't have a figure right now. I think I would go to edge to Mr. Fuji because he had so many cool wrestlers you could use. I mean, you can use Yokozuna.
He's got to have the shaved head for Yokozuna.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you need different figures. So,
yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna take it. Yeah, because you definitely has two eras. So I think you're probably Slick is the easier one. And Slick, good to go.
Well, brother.
Yeah.
And then we get Hercules. We got that covered now too.
Yeah.
All right. So got those out of the way. This bracket rundown of Selection Sunday is going so much faster than I envisioned. All right, we're almost done. Now we're going to take it to the extreme. This is wonderful. Eric Steamboat and you get off. Kiss. This franchise versus Sabu. Where do you go? Two of the pillars of ECW. Which one?
I was going to say, one's the face of ECW, and I can't figure out which one I would actually say that. Wow, here's both of these guys are synonymous with ECW. I think you got to go with the first champ. Sabu is a cool figure, but I think you got to go with the first champ to remind you, like, hey, we're going to start on the ECW wave. We can get. I'm sure these guys would love to get a Legends deal to paddle license use. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the franchise.
Yeah, then we get UWF, Shane Douglas, Dean Douglas, and then we would have 2/3 of the triple threat because we've already got a gray and white Bam Bam Bigelow. So there you go.
Yeah. So do you think you ever get a Chris Candido?
I don't see why we couldn't.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him get done in the figure form. All right, next up, two guys who squared off in Florida wrestling. Talking, and this guy is not bringing good tidings for anybody. And this guy needs to check the water pressure or water temperature. Talking about Bad News Allen / Brown versus Kevin Sullivan, the Taskmaster. Where are you going?
Well, and my who I would want would probably be Bad News Allen. I think you had him against Bret Hart, Calgary. You had some really good stuff. But unfortunately, since I said Mike Rotundo and Varsity Club, he gets the extra. He gets the extra points, even before you have to worry about Dungeon of Doom. But
yes, no, yes, no.
Water's hot. Ah, it's not hot. Did he really say that? Yeah, sorry.
He really did. We're just gonna roll.
Yeah, so I'm giving a bump to Kevin Sullivan. He was a weird manager / wrestler hybrid, so I think I give him an extra bump.
All right, so here we go. A battle tag team specialist. Both would complete tag teams. Maybe not the ones you're probably initially thinking of. One is oh so pretty. The other is always at the end. Talk about Beautiful Bobby versus the Z-Man. Now, Beautiful Bobby, of course, invites what about Stan Lane? I want a tag team to kind of come facing against each other. So Beautiful Bobby, in this case, could help you complete your Dangerous Alliance, because we've got a Larry Zbyszko figure, we got a Stunning Steve, we got Ravishing Rick Rude, got Arn Anderson. We just need Beautiful Bobby. Z-Man could be paired up with your Flying Brian figures, so you can have their amazing run for 1990 when they fought against the Midnight Express and the Freebirds and had a really good feud, good run, and then had an outstanding match in 1992 the War Games, one of my favorite WCW pay-per-view, and this was one of the showcase matches on that. So where are you going with this one?
Okay. I'm going to leave the obligatory Triple H reference out of this and just go with it's Bobby Eaton for me. I think Bobby, just to get the Dangerous Alliance complete, it's probably a good one. And if it was anybody else, I think I'd probably go with the other one just to remind him, hey, make a Midnight Express double pack. But I think that's pretty much not going to likely because
show up at the Hall of Fame. So, crazier things happen. All right. This is the last one, bro. I've got one word for you. Shatota. That means it's the Battle of the Russians. Ivan and his nephew, Nikita. Where are you going with this one?
I'm sorry. I still remember watching Bruno. Jeff made a video of Bruno Sammartino versus Ivan come back to just beat him. And then it's 30 minutes. I'm walking out. Wave my hand. I don't know if I don't want to see that match. But it is against the Russian Nightmare, Nikita. I think just because you have so many ways to go with Nikita, there's so many guys you can have him wrestle. Is he with Sting? Is he with Dusty? You can't miss that. He's in War Games. Is he going to betray him in the Dangerous Alliance? Oh wait, they're hugging. It's great. Yeah, I think. Especially after Sting's last match, giving it to Nikita.
All right. Then we've already got a Magnum TA figure. So
yeah, and
then we can do a Crockett Cup '87. Finals with Lex Luger and Tully Blanchard versus the Superpowers and War Games, because we've got 4 Horsemen, we've got the Superpowers and the Road Warriors. So we've got a Precious Paul Elder figure. So there you go.
Ivan, you got to bring all the Russians. You have a Russian pack, and I don't think that's going to sell well. So we'll just get Nikita.
We'll make it easy. We'll go with Nikita. And then, so here's the wrestling bracket: Buddy Roberts versus Jimmy Garvin, Mike Rotundo versus Hercules, Bush Reed versus the Outlaw, Ron Bass, Slick versus Mr. Fuji, a matchup of managers. The Franchise, Shane Douglas in an extreme battle. Bad News Brown versus Kevin Sullivan, Z-Man versus Beautiful Bobby Eaton, and finally, Nikita Koloff versus Ivan Koloff. And how do you say it, Tony? The finals of our bracket. So, Bro Shot, thank you so much for running through Selection Sunday with me, for everybody watching this episode. And Like I said, I will be posting these polls so you guys can decide who wins each first round matchup. If you want to get a jump ahead and start working on it right now, I'll have these polls up on Thursday. But if you want to get to it earlier, have at it. So, Bro Shot, thank you as always for hanging out. We'll be back on as always on Wednesday for another edition of Lyles Movie Files. But for now, this episode of Lyles Figure Files has been filed.